Hello Internet and welcome to Season 2 of Ship of the Week, a series where I have just 1 hour to design a ship based on your viewer suggestions and hopefully make it work. Ships that do pass my completely unbiased inspection will go up on the workshop for everyone to download and enjoy, but the ships that don't make the cut, well, they get scuttled. We have a lot of great new ideas this season and a lot of new game mechanics to test out. So let's hop right on in to Ship of the Week. So for this week, we're going to be following Xylofox's request. They wanted a mobile base sort of rover thing. They'd also suggested sticking that missile printer I'd made on it, which could work, except I don't think that missile was really designed to work on planets. I mean, it had hydrogen fuel, so it might work anyway, but I don't know if it can lift itself. But anyway, we're going to focus on the sort of first part of that, which is a large mobile rover base. Now, I've built a few large mobile rover base type things before, though never on Ship of the Week. And I think what I'm going to use as inspiration for this is the Overland train, which was basically, well, not a train per se in the track type sense. It was a big old truck trailer combo thing. It was essentially designed to transport large amounts of material over, like, the tundras of Alaska or deep deserts. Sort of like a giant mobile off-road truck train thing. So yeah, we're going to do one of them. So to that end, I have brought myself to the North Pole region of Earth, the Earth-like planet, because I figure that's a good testing point. I don't know if any of these Overland trains were ever, properly used, but the main one I know of existed in Alaska and was there to, carry things in Alaska. So I figured I'd come somewhere vaguely Alaska-ish. So we have our 1 hour up on the clock. I guess without further ado, off we go. So, for this, my idea is essentially to have one trailer per thing you would want on a base. So we're going to want to, because I'm on Earth, I'll start with a landing gear, have some light armor, we're going to need some batteries, and I think I'll use the off-road wheels. That should be enough to start. I'm not going to do... I guess I could use the sort of snow-dusted gray I had from painting up the diner, but I don't think we will. So my first step here, I think, is to design the sort of main tractor. Because this is going to consist of one sort of front vehicle and then a series of back vehicles behind it, essentially trailers. The trailers are going to be the same, but I'm going to want the tractor to be a little different. Stick that there, and we'll do 4 wheels. I think I've used the opposite. Those are left wheels, which means this way is the front, which isn't what I intended. It doesn't strictly matter because it won't affect any controls or anything, but it'll make the treads look weird and it's just easier. I want it all match, so we'll go the right way, the recommended way, as it were. A handy trick for wheels as well. These are pretty notable. You see that sort of weird disc thing on the top, and there's not really one on the bottom. That disc thing is the top of the wheel block. So when you're placing it, that makes it easy to know, okay, I'm placing this the right direction. If you place it upside down, I believe that does affect things. So we'll go with that as our trailer truck thing. And actually, we'll do these light armor slopes along this way because I realized something I want to do. Hopefully the wheels don't fall off. Good. This is going to be a fairly space-efficient design, and to accommodate that, I figure the best option is to have our sort of cargo connection system running down the spine of it. So I'm just going to do that, and I can tap in whatever I need utility-wise. But that means that kind of at the point the wheels are, the hitch that'll go to the first trailer will come off here. And essentially with those hitch linkages, it'll be one long line of conveyors with wheels on each side and then stuff built on top. So I think this first truck is going to be sort of the living area. This is going to be where the controls are for the vehicle and sort of, you know, accommodations for crew. And just start doing some shaping. This should allow me to essentially build... Oh, okay, the ground looks a little weird in here, but we'll deal with that. This should allow me to have a 3 wide space on the inside and still have plenty of room for the wheels. Everything should all work. And when it comes to wheels and things kind of intersecting nearby them, generally on a single player game, it's a much safer bet. Things just work a lot more reliably here. But if you were to drag this into, say, a server or potentially trying to build it in a much more, you know, full world, it can cause some awkward jankiness having this block filled with other blocks with the wheels right there. But it should be alright for us. So I'll have 2 sort of floors in here. We'll have this lower area and then the upper area. So I think the upper area would be best for like crew bedrooms because I'll be able to put windows. So maybe like the living areas will be down here. Just to kind of, one, give more support to the sides, and 2, to cover up those awkward wheel holes. We'll have these sort of braces in there. We'll have this middle bit be stairway area. So with stairs that'll come up to the upper level. And then I may actually... that'll be a little weird. Here, we can move these one forward. Can I... Okay, maybe we don't have... So, my humming and hawing here. I want to have this be a door either side. I'll fit it with these things so I can place ladders. Those ladders will allow me to get up from the ground, which is important. You need a way to get into your vehicle. So with those ladders, my next thing, I'd kind of like doors, just because it seems odd to have, you know, this is meant to be an Arctic transport exploration rover, so you kind of don't want to let the heat out. So I want doors, but the issue with doors, so if I do like that and that, my stair in the middle gets difficult to do. Though actually, I just had a thought. So we have the doors there. That's going to be our next floor. It's going to be tough to get stairs in that middle bit, but it wouldn't be tough to get ladders, except I don't like... Ooh, I don't like how that looks, but I can fix that. We will use these guys as sort of ladder access tunnels. Up the top, we'll have those ladders, which in, I think, the last video, whoops, there was no ground there. These ladders will let us step out because the walls are going to be here. So then we have sort of two ladderway hatches. We come down here, we're in this sort of middle hallway that puts us to the outside. And if I use these, one, they have sort of a heavy, safety access door. I don't have power to open that. I'll have to fix that later. But, yeah, we have sort of heavy, secure gate door things. And because I've used the half inset, if I climb up this ladder, I have an area up here I can actually stand and open the door. Because if the door were the other way where it was on this outer edge, if the door weren't open, I'd just fall off the ladder again, which isn't very useful. So yeah, that's looking good. What I may do, just because, even though, so I'm going to have power generation on a different trailer, but I should probably have some batteries. So I'll have some batteries there as sort of, emergency house batteries. It makes sense. I'll probably have like at least one battery per trailer. So that's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do up here... what I'm going to do up here is going to be awkward because of those wheels. So maybe I don't do it. If I get rid of those... we'll do some armor shaping fun here. I can stick some windows in.
Fuel critical.
Ooh, actually, I'll do this back here as well. So, we'll have windows on both our decks. Yeah. It's not strictly necessary, but it would be nice from the living area to be able to see out from everywhere. I think I'll make use of these blocks and some of the inset things. Yes. To give me the sort of kitchen blocks you would need. It's kind of awkward that the walkway is in between the two halves of the kitchen, but that's fine. Then, let's see. I'll have two sort of tables there. So I want to fit a vent in here somewhere. That vent, maybe I fit it just right in the middle here. This vent is going to pressurize the entire front thing, which isn't super critical here given that I can breathe. Though it is low atmosphere just up here. That's a little unnerving. But I can breathe down here. This is partially... in fact... hold on. Okay, maybe this is... we may have to suspend disbelief a little here. It is apparently warm here in the Arctic as well. So I don't even need the vent to warm up the interior of the thing. You know, we'll play it like I need it, just so I have a vent. In theory, you could build this on Mars, and then you're going to want air in here, even though there are no airlocks. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Go ahead and close all this up. I think back here we'll have some sort of control-y things. I don't know why you'd need that many seats, but it just felt good to fill out the whole space. So you have your sort of control area back here, which is where all, any scientific endeavors or controls for the rest of the thing would happen. Then build some walls up here that we'll then tear down. So then up on the top, we will have our sort of crew quarters. So this is going to be, I'm going to be making use of some space-saving techniques I've discovered. So, with the inset half beds,
fuel critical.
I can put some beds in there. I can then use these as windows. So we'll have a bed and a window. Going to back here, we'll have a toilet there, and a shower there, which is hopefully the right way up. Yes. And that'll be, one toilet and bathroom to share for the 4 crew peoples. Then, last thing, where are those? Yep, they're in here. Gonna make use of these passageways. Not the ones with windows. I'd like the one... And actually, I'll probably want a door there. But we'll use the ones with lights. Then corridors.
Energy low.
A sliding door there for the bathroom. Give some privacy. Yeah, we're gonna do these doors as the sort of door in. And I have to think about the best way to put a light in here. I should also decide, do I want like a desk? Maybe they each get a sort of equipment locker. That'd make sense. So they each get an equipment locker, and then above that equipment locker, I will use the inset lights. I'm also going to put an inset light there facing into the shower. So you have a light in the bathroom, and then each bedroom will have its own light. That should work. We're getting low on time. That should be alright. Next up is the sort of main bridge area. I think what I'll do up here, it's just going to be all glass. I'm curious about something. If I do that... yeah, the sides are almost the right height, but not quite. Maybe I have the front extend out a block. That may help me make this line up. The issue is how to do the sides. Let's want to do a cruise ship bridge looking thing. And if I forgo windows in there... Yeah, I think that works. It'll do what we need. So up here we'll have a main helm. And then these sort of console-y things. And just for the heck of it, we'll have some extra couch seating up here. So, a little bit overblown for a bridge for one person to sit up here, but yeah, it has the look.
Fuel critical.
Now, we need a roof. This doesn't give me a ton of time to work on each trailer, but my hope is that this is the most sort of complex thing. Anything I design after this, I can... Hopefully it'll be essentially modular. Okay. Kind of looks like a weird flatworm thing from above, but overall not too bad. Now I do want headlights. Maybe if I move these tables back. I can sort of do like that. Can essentially cut out there. I'll use panel on the back to keep that inner spacing closed. And then we have our two big honkin' headlights. We should also, because this is a off-road explorer thing, we'll have a spotlight up there. Then, yeah, we'll do an antenna there. Here off to one side of it, we'll have an ore detector, wherever ore detectors are. There you are. And I may actually move that to there. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of variety up here, a little bit of asymmetry. All in all, I think that looks pretty reasonable for a start. Oh. I should, real quick, just to know it's done. We'll have lights in here. Actually, we'll put it right there so it feels reasonable to step over that vent. Then we've got some lights in there. So we just need light up here. Could set up the distances of those, but I'm going to focus on getting everything else built first.
Critical.
Now we need a trailer hitch, which means we need rotors and hinges. So I want these to be, walk betweenable. The best way to do that, it's going to be a little janky, but it'll involve walking along the hitch. So, we do, yeah, roll, pitch, yaw, which I said wrong. That's roll, pitch, yaw. Technically you can walk across that. It doesn't look very comfortable, but if I put anything on top of it, it's gonna cause jank. So we'll leave it like that. And I'm going to actually angle this up. So because these are powered with those batteries, it means that they'll all hold their position. I won't want that, but for now while I'm building, that will be handy. So, okay. Now, we start with our trailer. So I think for each trailer, We'll have those there. Then I think the next wheels go... yeah, there. Now I'm going to be building this not quite like a normal trailer. That's to fit the sort of land train look. As this is going to be set up, I'm not going to use any driver assist script. So it's just going to be the 8 wheels on the front that move us and turn. But these wheels, they'll give some suspension strength. What I'm going to do, if I can find it, there we go, is drop their friction down to 0, which essentially means they slide along the ground. And they'll provide, suspension if rocks hit them, which will probably cause problems in the hitch overall, but we're going to ignore them. But yeah, so essentially it's working like a normal trailer where you'd only have where you would only have wheels rear of the trailer, but we have visual wheels up here that will do a little bit of something to keep it from bottoming out maybe-ish. So that's a trailer frame. Let's get our
Energy low.
sides in. Like so. So I think first trailer we will have as... I think this will be fuel and power. So, I'm gonna want oxygen tank. Maybe I just make this power generation. Yeah, and that gives me more trailers. So, because this thing is designed for the icy tundras, we will use primarily engines. So we'll stick some T's in there. It's a little weird
Fuel
looking.
critical.
But, so T's there, then have some T's there, slap our engines on. In between those engines, we will stick batteries. And then, I don't know what to stick in there. Is there anything else? I mean, I could have some reactors. That is an option. It doesn't feel quite right. We'll just have more batteries. Yeah, that is our power generation trailer. I think... so I'll have stairs going up each end. May lop off these corners. Then I think what I'm going to do... yeah. Let's have some railings going along. With catwalks so that you aren't, standing on the engine, but you can still see down in there. And then I'm going to use these new offset pillar things. Going down just visually into the wheels to help connect. And is there a good... there isn't really anything designed to work with that offset one. So we'll figure it out. I'm gonna have solar panels up the top. Well, this is a pain. Solar panels are just the wrong size for anything I can do here. Here's an idea. Yeah, we'll have those. Then we do a half block line down the middle. And then our solar panels, like so. Sort of a fun solar panel deck thing. Okay. We'll call that good. So, power generation trailer, I am gonna just stick some lights on it. So, which way did I do? Okay, sideways, then up and down. I don't think it strictly matters, but it feels like something that should be the same on each trailer. Now, what I'm going to do is a little bit of damage. If I cut that back trailer off, I can then paste it on, overwhelm the strength of that hinge, which isn't great. I'm just gonna, oh. Well, that's a pain. Trying to paste this here so I had access to it. Let me just up the torque. Oh, it's not happy, but it's doing it. Actually, I guess this is gonna get weird. Okay, well, oh boy. There we go. Okay, not great, but we now have 2 trailers. I think that should be all I need.
Energy low.
So, second trailer is going to be for production, which means essentially clear it all off completely. We'll have it be, I guess, production and storage, or no, maybe storage will be back here. We'll have some different storage things. But we'll have production here.
Energy critical.
And back here. So we'll have stuff to produce hydrogen, which is step 1. I don't know where that fell from. Then
Fuel critical.
How best to do this? Okay, we won't start with hydrogen, or maybe we do. Yeah, but it'll be a pain. We will start with a T-piece going like that. Off of it, one direction we put our refinery. Then the other direction... Maybe I don't use the industrial refinery and assembler. We'll have a normal refinery with a bunch of yield modules on it. Then we will have a normal assembler. With a few speed modules on it. At each end we will have, maybe just at the one end we will have O2H2 generators, but I kind of want... I think I want 2 of them. We'll put them up there. And we'll use... yeah. We'll use our fancy pipes to make it look sort of refinery-ish. Oh. It's interesting. Okay, well, because the stairs got weird, we'll have... ooh, yeah. We can have these sort of fun half walkways. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that is our refinery trailer. Then last up, you have to get all of the crap off of this. Turn it into our last thing, which is storage. So for that, we'll need tanks and cargo. Breaking a little bit from tradition. We'll have 2 oxygen tanks in there because we may need oxygen.
Energy critical.
I'll remove that, and I'm actually going to turn that into another vent set to depressurize, so if there is oxygen in the atmosphere, it can pull it out. Then we slap our cargo container there. We'll have those janky things. It's hydrogen. Alright. Last step. This is in homage to the Alaska thing. Make it battered to look like it survived a little while. And we paint everything a horrible, horrible orange. It almost looks like a weird dreamsicle. Maybe we'll do our detailing in gray, because there already is some gray. That'll look alright. Add some color up there. Alright. It's orange and janky. I guess last step. Let's go ahead. We've run out of energy, but that's fine. I need to select all the hinges. Find where are the rotors? Oh, they're advanced rotors. That explains it. Yeah, rotors and hinges. Toggle off. That's probably fine. Alright. And last thing I'll do, set up some angle limits, which sometimes work, sometimes don't, but it's the appropriate thing to do to have them. Alright. Let's hop out real quick, make sure I didn't just blow anything up. No. I do see why things went weird, is I forgot. Remove from sprue. Alright. We have ourselves one janky looking thing.
Fuel
Pause up
critical.
our clock there. Yes, it did pause. Is there better? Nah, I think this is the best lighting based angle. Oh, it is moving. I'll need to fix that. But yeah, this is an automobile of some sort. I guess now it's just a matter of testing it and seeing if it can drive places. So we'll do that in just a moment. Oh, right.
No energy.
I have no energy. That's still fine. We will get some energy once we take this mighty behemoth for a test drive. I suppose, in first step, can we get into it from the ground? Yes. That's a good step. Yep, we can climb right up, open up the door. It pressurizes, keeping it nice, warm, and breathable. There's a very bland front wall. Wish I'd put something else in there, but it's too late for that. You could, it's customizable. You can put whatever you want in there. Nice windows. First we'll do a walk along. So we can walk across these hinges, though getting up on the stairs is a little janky. I suppose that could be fixed. I guess this is the only trailer will have that issue. And I guess it's only at this end, because you'll be able to walk more correctly on the hinge, or on the rotor part. It's just that downward hump, but that's fine. So we can walk along, inspecting our engines and whatnot. I wonder if our engines are on. They don't look it.
Fuel critical.
Oh, it's because there's no hydrogen going. But yes, we can walk up and down this end just fine. This end is set up differently, so we can step up here. We can walk along all of our production equipment, our refinery, and assembler and O2H2 gens, which are all piped up. And we can get back to our tanks and storage, which I've forgotten to make it so we can walk around, but I guess that's fine. We don't really need to walk around the storage trailer. Now, that rear container trailer is now... it's chock full of ice and there's still room for more ice. But we'll consider that a reasonable load. We should... Yep. Now our engines are running. Are we producing enough power? Yep, we are recharging these batteries. I don't know if we have enough fuel to actually keep the engines running long term, but in theory we'd have full tanks too. Which, speaking of... yeah, our tanks aren't filling, so I think we are... yeah, the engines are just getting enough to run, but that's fine. So I'd say all that seems to work. Whoops. Work pretty well. Climb up our ladder, and let's see... whoops. That's an oopsie, I forgot to turn the timer off. I normally do that. Oh, and I painted a block. Here, we will deal with that. It just would have bothered me. So, we have our upper area. We can come in here and take a nap if we want.
Fuel critical.
Put our suit on.
Energy critical.
All the lighting is good. I went ahead and set the ranges of the lights just earlier. Yeah, I think we're ready to give it a drive. I also set up the wheel angles off camera on the basis that, you know, they had the capability to be set up, I just hadn't yet, so we'll call it fair. Now, okay. Some things I want to do first, though. Let's have a handbrake on off. Now this will only control the handbrake on the front truck, but I'm hoping that it is large enough and wheelie enough to make that work. All our hitch stuff should be off. I think we're ready to drive. Alright, off we go. Oh. Okay, a little spin, but we're moving. We are turning, going over terrain. And these are all the things you want out of a land train. Yeah. Seems to be doing pretty good. Let's see. How well will it go over this sidewaysy bit? This is fairly smooth, if kind of sideways. Yeah, no issue. We've detected some magnesium. See, the ore detector is working. Okay, we can get up to speed. How does it stop? Oh. Okay. There's a little bit of bucking. It may not be, you know, it's not ideal that the rearmost of 3 trailers is the heaviest, but, you know, I suppose you just, if you decelerate out as full, oh, in fact, hold on. There was a hole there that wasn't there before. Do we still have all our bits? Yeah? Tanks are still there. Okay. Huh. Not seeing any damage. I mean, I don't know, maybe that hole was there, I just didn't pay attention. Well, so we've been able to go on pretty flat terrain. Let's see how well I can go kind of over this lumpy ravine. I don't think I'll go over that super steep bit, but I'll aim for this medium steepness bit. Let's see. I don't know how well we'll be able to get up this. Relatively well. Trailers followed without too many explosions. I would say this is doing pretty well. Though I have just realized... Oh. I just realized a major thing I forgot.
Fuel
And it would go in
critical.
this upper living area. Nowhere on board here is a survival kit or a med bay. Oh boy, oh boy. That's a problem. You kind of need a med bay to, you know, live. The whole idea, this being a base, kind of goes out the window if I can't live on it. If I can't respawn on it. That's like the basic function of a base. Oh. Okay, well. I do have a spot in here where I could stick one. So if I get rid of those, I'll have to get rid of that and this. It does give a reason for this tube to run all the way up here. So if I stick that there, I'll also have to get rid of this light. And I was so caught up on other stuff. I forgot this most simple of simple. Oh. So this medbay would work with where that hinge is. The issue is the headlight won't be airtight if I stick it in. This is what I was thinking of using, but it doesn't have connection. It only has connections in the back corner. Zzz. I mean, right? If I place that there, and we still aren't pressurized, and I can't angle it a different way because this panel is also a panel. And I could move it up like that, but that kind of gets real crowded. Oh. Dang. We were doing so well, too. Well. Okay. I think what I'll do here, I am just going to put things back the way they were, and like so. We're just going to accept the fact that while this is a fully functional rover that does 90% of what a base needs to do, I don't think, go to this side, I don't think this is a successful base. So, given that it's just one block for getting goof up, I think I'll still publish this to the workshop, but instead of just a normal boring cover it with warheads and it explodes, I've got an idea on how I can destroy this thing. Alright, so I'm back here with the big orange rover. Where I am is the top of a mountain. So as we zoom out here, you can see the area ahead of me is pretty steep. In fact, it's quite steep. So because I goofed up and forgot to put a medbay or any convenient place to have a medbay on board, we are going to drive this off a cliff. And you know, if it survives, even without the medbay, if it survives this drive, I'll say it earns the right to be a success. If not, I'll still upload it to the workshop because, I mean, it still works just fine. You could put a medbay in, no issue. I'm just, you know, I've got to uphold the rules like at least once in the series. Otherwise, what's the point of the rules? So, yeah, it has a chance at redemption. It's a very slim chance. It's going to be a spectacular fireworks show. So, here we go. I don't need the HUD. It's not like it's going to help me much. We're doing surprisingly well so far, though that back trailer is hopping. Now this doesn't have a gyroscope, so, oh, yep, so this may be the end. Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah. Ah, hold on. Good thing I still have the spectator cam. Yeah, it maybe didn't survive that one. Okay, either it really didn't survive or the terrain's not loading in quite right. Let's, yeah, pop myself here. Oh. Oh. Oh, that hitch made it to the very end. That's impressive. There's a wheel. What's at the bottom of this pit? Looks... I mean, the main truck... Well, didn't quite survive. But the basics of it are here. I mean, you could rebuild a vehicle off of this. Yeah. I wish it weren't in a dark crater. That kind of ruins the view.
Fuel.
Yeah, so... Didn't quite survive driving down a mountain, which is fair enough. And given that, plus the fact that it wasn't a, functional base per se, I'm gonna have to say this one didn't quite pass. It doesn't get to get the illustrious splash screen of success. But, I'm forgiving, so it's still gonna go up on the workshop. You guys can mess with it if you want, or just, use this as inspiration, as all of my videos can be. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to leave any of those comments you may have, any fun ideas, or just, words of encouragement, words of degradation, whatever you feel. Until next week, bye bye.